Good morning.
Hello out there.
Hey guys, sorry we're running a few minutes late. It's chaos around here.
It is.
But we're doing okay.
I don't know what to say. I'm here.
Welcome.
Woo!
Thanks for joining us, Dorothy.
All right, we've got a lot going on, but we are excited to be here. And today we thought it was fitting to talk a little bit about stress management because we had a jam-packed week, you guys. And instead of sitting here and talking to you guys all about all of the things that made it so jam-packed, we thought it would be more beneficial if we talked to you guys about how we manage when things get a little stressful. The things that we do and the things that you can do yourself to manage your stress. So that's why we're going to hop on here this morning and talk about. We are so happy to have you here with us this morning. We actually got a private message from Darcy that says, when are you guys going live? So that's pretty cool that we have people waiting for us to start the show. So thank you so much.
Yeah, so we're excited to be here. Let us know if you are tuned in here because we know there's a few of you jumped on here. Allie said good morning.
Morning, Allie.
Thanks for tuning in, Allie. Allie, we are going to contact you today and set up a time to get you your very own TriMag.
Yeah, we're just working out a few things to get it to the East Coast here, but so that's New Brunswick. So we're just, shipping has been for TriMag, for our magnesium product. Shipping has been one of our stressors. But we are getting that settled and worked out, and so Allie will have that ready for you to go today. Hopefully we'll get that all figured out today so we can send that out to you.
Yeah, we'll message you and work out details.
Yeah.
So we're excited because we've had a long waiting list of magnesium, and that's something that's been stressing us out. So we'll share with you what has stressed us out, maybe a little bit, and then we'll share with you some of the things that have helped us as well.
Yeah.
So we're excited that we have some more magnesium to share with the world.
Yes.
And we have boxes shipped in different parts of our different cities. And so we kind of worked out the West a little bit. And now we have to work out the East, which is like a whole nother exciting adventure.
Yes. And we're talking about Canada, so we have kind of Western Canada shipping figured out. Now we have to worry about like Central Canada and Eastern Canada, how to work out shipping there. But then there's all of our U.S. orders too. So it's just been a lot, but the learning has been really fantastic. And it's one of those things that if you need to hash out from the beginning, but once you got it down, you got it down. So once we figure out a system,
that's right,
it'll be better.
Well, it's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
And that's what it wants.
Yeah.
I hope.
Things are always changing. We found that out very quickly in the entrepreneur world. Nothing stays constant ever.
That's right. So if you guys are tuning in, let us know if there's anything that stresses you out, and we will talk about that if you like.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to know what. Drew's moving my liquids away from the computer. That's a stressor for him.
Stressor.
What if I just go, woo?
Stop that.
He goes wild.
Do you want to talk about why?
No.
Oh, okay.
I prefer not to walk down memory lane. But you can share if you want to.
I don't want to bring up old things.
Okay.
Especially I don't want to bring that energy around
the computer.
Around our technology. We've got enough things to deal with right now.
Let's just say there was a liquid spill. Once upon a time.
On a very expensive piece of equipment. Which is very expensive.
Which was not my fault.
Right. So I think that for me, like this has been the challenging part that we were dealing with here in particular. Yeah, go ahead. We did. So when we do these morning routines, we still do our best to hang on. Oh my gosh. You're going to witness Dorothy eating, which is going to be something that you'll never forget. You know, it's funny. I saw someone walk. I was walking the dogs, and they were walking up their stairs to their apartment, and they fell up the stairs. I asked him, I was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah." I kind of laughed. I think he was drunk. And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, that stair really got me. I was like, I don't know if it was the last star. The last stare, I think it was the last beer. But anyways, I threw that post up on social media, and a bunch of people thought it was Dorothy. Like, was it Dorothy? It's a very good chance Dorothy has fell.
Oh yes, it's happened.
Before.
I don't think it's that uncommon.
Well, I was surprising how many people commented like, I fall up the stairs all the time, or my so-and-so, sister, friend, cousin falls up the stairs all the time too.
Well, because you get going so quickly, and then you kind of like trip. Fall.
We got Louise in here. Morning,
Hey,
Louise.
Louise.
Thanks for tuning in, Louise. Louise says, good morning from sunny and hot Calgary. Ooh, what's the
Oh,
temperature?
thank goodness you guys finally got some warm weather.
What's the temperature there? I'm so lucky. I really don't get stressed very easily.
Oh, that is very lucky.
Awesome, Louise.
Me either.
Dorothy's a stress ball.
I am. I work on it really hard. I do. But sometimes I get stress balls in my stomach. I know it's not healthy, but you know, Drew's like, would you stop stressing out? You're going to work yourself into a stress ulcer.
Well, you can give yourself an ulcer. It's challenging though. Like I'm not either, Louise. Like I'm not really a stressed person, but this last little bit I've been like super stressed. So we had to work extra hard. And I think Dorothy's fortunate because of our lifestyle that like even though she works herself up so much that she can still release stress. Like we don't have a stress relief valve. You know, like we don't have a thing to be like, reduce stress. Like we have to do things to reduce our stress. So it was super challenging, or not challenging. Well, it's challenging, the stressful week we've had, but we also have to like work. We had to work extra hard to not be stressed out. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because we usually talk about things that are going on in our day-to-day lives.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
We got a bunch of stuff going on here.
Let's see what Darcy has to say.
Louise, do you have any things that you do to keep your stress levels low? Or is it you just naturally not really stressed out? Morning, Darcy. Darcy says, good morning. I interviewed Darcy not too long ago on exploringmindandbody.com. He did an awesome job. So thanks for joining us, Darcy. He just says, I just bought your liquid magnesium from your site.
Oh, nice.
Where are your t-shirts? I was going to grab one and give you some free advertising at the gym. Ooh. Thanks, Darcy. That'd be awesome. We are working on t-shirts right now. Thanks for the purchase of magnesium, by the way. We very much appreciate that. We just talked about how we're just getting a supply. So we have a big supply that just landed in Didsbury that sold out. Oh, no, sorry, Olds.
Our old supply is sold out. But we have a couple of distributors. So we have a distributor in Didsbury who's kind of working the Didsbury Olds area right now. So she has a handful of bottles available, so we can connect you with her if you would like. But if you're interested, I'd act fast because, like I said, that she only has a limited quantity right now. And then we also have a distributor work in the Red Deer area. So if you're up north a little bit or know people up that way, we can connect you with Michelle as well.
Yeah, they're going to go fast, but we have another one on the way. So we're fingers crossed that's going to be coming up soon because there's quite a few people waiting.
Yeah, our second shipment to Olds is on its way.
Most of those are.
Oh, our second shipment to Olds is all spoken for, but we have another shipment on its way to the Calgary area, which we can get up to the Olds area as well.
Mm-hmm.
You see how it's all stressful, but it's the kind of like an exciting stress, you know?
It's good.
It's a good stress.
It's good, but it's good. We're super fortunate, like super grateful. Like, you know, the thing is, like, when you listen to, like, maybe if you listen to, like, motivational speakers or success type of coaches, they all say, like, do you want success or are you ready for success? Mm-hmm. And, of course, everyone's like, yeah, I do. And, like, yeah, we're ready. But then, like, are you really prepared, I think, is something that we are dealing with right now.
Okay. I'm still super inspired from my convention that I went to last week. And one of the keynote speakers says, we have uphill dreams, but downhill actions.
Ooh,
don't you like that one? Mm-hmm. So our dreams are going up, but we don't put the actions in to support it.
Very interesting.
I suppose that's not totally directed to stress, is it? But it could be.
Yeah, well, I mean, like if you want to set your life up for success, set yourself up for success. I think that happens. Like it happens with people like that win the lottery, for example. Like people would think that that's a form of success, so they found their success financially. And then I think I don't know what it is, like a crazy percentage of people, probably 80% of people that win the lottery, after a few years, their money's all gone that they've won. But that they're not prepared, like they're not ready for that financial success, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So it's and I think anyone deals with it. Like anytime we get to a different level, it was like that when I was playing baseball. Like I played in high school, and I was like one of the better players around. But then you get to college, like I was in junior college, and then I got there, and I was like, oh my gosh, am I good enough to be here? And then you get established, and you get settled, and you learn, and you get better while you're playing. And then there's another level. So there's university. So I got to university, and it was like, oh, am I good enough to be here? So then you work and you learn and you adapt and you learn how to be in that position. And then I get to the professional level and I'm like, am I good enough to be here? So it's the same thing, like where we're kind of where we're at right now. Like, are we prepared to be here in this situation? Because we have everything to manage. It's like we have a full-time business and the magnesium is just one product. So the magnesium is almost turning into its own business, but we still have a full business to run. So it's been a super exciting ride, but it's something that we have to manage ourselves, along with our stress level.
We'll get into our strategies here in a bit, but if you have a way that you like to manage your own stress, a strategy, something that you've tried and it works for you, we'd like to know, because we like to connect with you guys and share ideas to learn together. Darcy just says here, I need a size extra small. Bahaha.
I don't think you have to worry about that, Darcy. Get you a small, child size.
And then friend, which
bring it down.
Okay.
It's right in front of our face.
It's kind of bossy. Oh man. See,
Dorothy's stressing me out right now.
This is mine.
I got this. Morning, Fran.
Oh, see, you moved it again.
This is where it goes. Fran says, "Love from New York."
Thank you for tuning in, Fran.
Yeah, thanks for your support, Fran. We're excited. We're actually planning a trip to New York City
soon. Yeah, well, not soon, but we're planning it soon, as in planning it now. But then going later on.
Yeah, so
in the year.
So maybe we'll get a chance to meet some of the
New Yorkers,
the New York family. And then we got Darcy.
No. Oh no, that is a new one. I'm like, that's an old one, but it's a new one. He says, oh, okay, I didn't know that. Oh, well, no big deal. Can't wait to try it out.
Oh, no, that's okay. We weren't saying anything that you can't get it, Darcy. I'm just saying that we have some. Like, we'll get you some. Don't worry. Like, we appreciate your order. We'll hook you up.
Yeah, don't worry.
It'll come. Well, it'll come here. We'll let you know. We'll contact you the next couple of days here.
Louise says, I guess it's not super hot now, only 11 degrees, but up to 28. Cool. Nice.
Awesome.
Enjoy. You guys deserve it.
Auntie Joan.
Auntie Joan says, good morning. Back on track with my magnesium, and also Grant is taking it. Nice.
Awesome.
So
we got some. We have people all over, and we're so grateful for your support. Like, the support is amazing. Like, it's coming from everywhere. Mm-hmm. Like, it's coming from family members on the East Coast, on the West, Saskatchewan. It's coming from different people, not just family, but it's coming from. We're getting random orders from all over the place. So it's been almost overwhelming. Like the love. It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, you know what, too, is like you have an idea for a product and you create the product and you put all of this time and effort and commitment and work into the product, but you don't know if it's going to sell. And that's the hardest part, but you don't know unless you try. Right. You can't just I suppose you have to go through and you have to take action on it to see if it's going to succeed, right?
Yeah, and people are like, oh, they just made a product and threw it out there and it sells. Like, no. We have been working for a year to create the product, or 8 months, and then the closer we got to launch, it was like more work. And now that it's launched and out there, it's even more work because we're learning about brochures and this code number Greg's working on to put in retail stores, and it's
madness.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride, but it's been super exciting. I did have a point to that, but I lost it. What were you saying?
I'm pulling on comments. I don't know what I was saying.
She's just ignoring.
No.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Let's pull on a comment. Louise says, I think I just have a lower stress threshold.
Nice. I think,
Nice.
everyone's a bit different. Some people just don't get stressed out very easily, and other people do.
Yeah. Oh, I don't.
Dorothy
Cool as a cucumber.
Dorothy's just naturally stressed. It's super hot in here, but it's loud.
Just like, if there's nothing to stress about, then you'll find something to stress about or worry about. Maybe we shouldn't say I'm a stressor. I'm just like a natural worrier. I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing. What do you think? Is stress and worry the same thing? Maybe it is.
Jessica's in here.
Hey, Jessica. Good morning.
Morning, Jessica. I think Jessica, we talked earlier in the show, I think Jessica was one of the ones that was like, was it Dorothy who fell up the stairs?
Yeah. Well, not this time. I have fallen up the stairs, though. I like running and hiking really help. I think running and hiking really helps to keep me on an even keel. So true.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be one of the things we talk about stress relief is exercise and getting out into nature as well.
Yeah, and nature as well, like much different than just getting active.
Mm-hmm.
This one?
I know driving in and around Calgary is getting more stressful. I've never seen so much traffic that's there now compared to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a whole different level of stress, like driving in traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah. No, I'm just, because I thought you could say driving in general and then driving in traffic. Like, Dorothy doesn't like the whole driving in Calgary thing. And now...
I'm okay in Calgary.
When was the last time you drove in Calgary?
Why would I drive in Calgary when you drive all the time?
Okay, so, and then we're in LA, so LA traffic and Calgary traffic's a little bit different.
You think Calgary traffic's bad, Darcy? Oh my gosh, LA, I won't even drive here. I won't. I'll take the bus, you'll take my bike, I'll walk, but I ain't driving here. I tell you that. Drew's like, the other day, Drew's like, I was going for a business meeting at like a coffee shop that's a block away, and he's like, I'll just get out and you can take the car home. I'm like, oh no. You park the car and I'll walk home. He's like, Dorothy, it's a block away. I'm like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. So,
true.
and it's, I don't know. It's all like in my head because everything is like, I feel like everything's smaller. The parking spaces are smaller. The lanes are smaller. And we have our SUV, and I feel like it's too big. It's too big for the lanes. It's too big for the parking spots.
You wanted the SUV.
No, I love our SUV, and in Calgary, and it makes, like in Olds, Calgary area, it makes perfect sense. I wouldn't want to drive there without an SUV because of our winter conditions. But down here, I'm like, oh, I think that our vehicle is too big for the roads here. And Drew's like, oh my gosh, Dorothy, now you're just making up stuff.
I don't know if it's like, and I don't know if everything's smaller here. There's more people here, so it all seems smaller.
Maybe that's it. But anyway, that's my little driving story.
We know what you're saying though, Darcy. I grew up in Calgary, so there was no traffic, and now the traffic is kind of crazy.
It is. Like, just going down Deerfoot is packed. Oh, Darcy says music and physical activity will get me to chill, get the endorphins going. So true, music. Like, if we play calming music, how it brings us down.
Yeah, which is good. Like, we're usually play, like, happy music. We don't play, like, heavy metal or, like, crazy rock. That's maybe our preference, but also I think, like, sometimes you play that, like, screaming, crazy music. Like, it's not like...
Zen.
It's not like Zen, or it's not like, I don't know if it's an enjoyable state.
Jessica says, there is a thing called chronic worrying. I have chronic worrying. I have been diagnosed. I can't help but always worry about the if. I know. That's like me. I would say I'm a like constant worrier. It takes a lot of work to not worry all the time.
Yeah, and I wonder what you do about that, because I feel like I'm, like, as I get older, like, I never worried about anything before. And like now life has changed and different things have come in my life. So you worry about a few things, but I feel like as I get older, there's more and more to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was like, oh, when you get older, like you start to like be more mature and you like more in control of your emotions and you can like not worry or not stress more. But this last week here, I think it was the most stressful that I could remember in
Mm-hmm.
a long time.
Mm-hmm. Just got one more comment there.
Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep the
Yeah.
comments rolling in.
And we also like our hearts and our thumbs up. So if you can just push the hearts button or the thumbs up button, we like that a lot. It actually helps with how they, how do you call that?
Rank
the show.
Yeah.
How it comes up.
So it'll pop up in more places if there's more hearts, views, thumbs up. Right now we have one heart. Tear.
Jessica says being a mother doesn't help the worrying, but I'm trying to be better.
Oh my
I bet.
gosh.
I can't imagine.
I have no idea how parents do it. Like parents, I have such a new respect for parents because they're so strong, and I know they maybe many times you don't feel like you're strong, but parents are so strong and they deal with so much. I'm like, it's crazy. So I'm like, how do people raise children?
We may be kidless. I don't know. Darcy says, oh, I did something that made Darcy laugh. I don't know what I did.
What's up, John? John's over here on Instagram.
Happy I made you laugh.
Hey, John, we're talking about stress management over here in this show.
We're getting there. Dave says, morning from
Laughlin.
Oh, that's GH. You kind of got me.
I knew you'd never seen that word before.
I never saw that word before. In the LA later today. What?
Be in LA.
What?
Awesome.
Dave's in the house.
How long are you here for?
Dave's one of our good friends here. He lives in the LA area.
Where does he?
Right?
He doesn't live in LA.
Oh, he grew up here. He lives in a different place. Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Is that what you would say?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you coming in, Dave?
He's always trying to correct me.
Oh,
It's exhausting.
Are you kidding me? You said he lived in LA. He doesn't live in LA.
I used to. I suppose that's like saying I live in New Brunswick. As I grew up there.
Welcome from New Brunswick, where I grew up in.
Haven't lived in New Brunswick since 2003, but is that when I graduated?
I cannot help you. You don't even know where you are right now.
I think that's when I graduated. Leaving tomorrow morning.
Yeah, how long are you here for?
What do you mean?
He's just staying in Laughlin.
No, let me put both.
Oh my.
He said, be in LA later today, leaving tomorrow morning. So just a one-nighter?
Oh. Alright, you going on another cruise? Or what? It's a full-time job. John over here on Instagram says, what's up, beautiful people?
Thank you, John.
Hey, what's up, John? We're doing well. John's awesome. John's one of my oldest friends, if you can imagine. John and I went to... John, did we go to elementary together? I think we did. We went to...
I'm
yeah.
so sorry, John. That's a long time.
We went to elementary school together. And then we went to school all the way up. And it's pretty cool that there's a small handful. Actually, I only know a few people I still talk to from elementary school.
Mm.
So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Jessica says... Parents do it because we have to. You can't understand until you're a parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. In most cases, you can't understand someone else's situation until you're actually in their situation.
Mm-hmm.
And we try not to judge, or we try not to pretend we know if we don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, parents are special people.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh boy, what you got, Darcy?
Darcy.
I knew it, John. John says we're in elementary school together. Of course we were. Of course you were. I should know that.
Darcy says, for myself, yes, being a parent is stressful, but you have to let your children learn for themselves. Let go of the idea of you yourself having control of them for their issues. It's great to give them support, but I let my kids make mistakes and often offer advice or help when they need it or ask. My kids are older, 10 to 16 years old, so it might be different for me compared to others.
That's great advice, Darcy. We
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it. It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has a different situation, so.
Yeah, and I know, like, teaching is really different than being a parent as well, but I know as a teacher it was really hard for me to just let go and let them do their own thing, let them make mistakes, let them learn on their own, because you just, like, hate to see them struggle. I would just hate, but they gotta, as a teacher I learned, they would have to work through that on their own to get to the other side, right? So when, of course, you're there to guide, you're there to, like Darcy was saying, offer advice and help them work through it. But I just have to bite my tongue, like, not to give them the answer, or not to help them, like, or not to tell them how a word's said or how a word's spelt, or like those little things. Like, you can't, like, you're just there to encourage, to guide, to offer advice, but it's so hard.
I know.
I want to give it to them.
I think it's like you have to let them fail. Like, I think that's going to be a tough challenge. Mm-hmm. Or I think it is a tough challenge for parents. Like, you have to let your children fail. Like, I don't know. There's many different ways that we can look at failure, but you have to experience failure in this life. And as a protector, or as a parent, or as a coach, or as a teacher, it's hard. But you have to let them fail so they can build themselves back up. And if you don't, then they're never going to be able to experience failure, and they're never going to be able to deal with failure on their own. And at some point, you're not going to be there for them.
So hard, though. Fran says, as women, we are built to bear children. I believe that they are also built to be aware of things that are around them that may cause harm to their children. As such, it can be a stressful experience, no doubt. Mm-hmm. Eh?
I think, like, one of the hardest things as a parent, like, as your child grows up and then goes away from home, like, that has got to be so challenging. Because at least you're close and around, you can help support, and I suppose you can as well when they grow up and move away from home. But man, that's got to be so hard. Thanks for sharing, Fran. We appreciate that.
Oh, we have all kinds of comments coming in. Love it. Jessica says, try being a special needs parent. I clicked something, sorry. I'm just touching buttons. I better stop. Jessica says, try being a special needs parent. It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't imagine, Jessica, like what special needs parents go through. Like, couldn't imagine. We've been following Blaine Penny for years.
Yeah.
And his son, he does mitochondrial disease. His son has mitochondria, and he's raised money for that foundation. He's actually created the foundation.
Yeah, he created Mito Canada, correct? That's his charity or his foundation. Because when his son was diagnosed with mitochondrial disease, well, as far as we know, like, for him, he didn't have, like, a support system or anything in place because it's such a rare condition. So he decided to create a charity or a foundation in support of his son, but also to bring a support system together for other parents and other families dealing with that. But he's been on the radio show at least once, and just hearing his story is just gut-wrenching, right? And just seeing, we've been following him on online for quite a few years, and just seeing the daily life, the daily things that they go through is
So you guys are doing a great job, Jessica. Like, I think it's such a big challenge. So anyone that's going through that and working through it day in, day out, like, you have our love and respect.
Exactly, Drew. That's how they can succeed, through failing.
And that's the thing. Like, there's this big controversy now of, like, before there was, like, fifth place award. No, like, before you got, like, a first place award, and, like, second and third might get, like, honorable mention. And now it's like everyone gets an award.
Everyone gets a medal.
Like, it's a big thing now. Some people, like, say everyone should get a reward, and then other people say, like, you're setting your kid up for a failure. Like, at some point, like, let's say, for example, 5 people go for a job, and there's only one spot open. Only the one person gets the job. So there's only one person, but then, like, they're used to, no matter how much work they put in or how they excel or succeed, they still get the prize. So it's kind of funny to me because I grew up in the sports world, so there's only one winner. But, I'm not here to say that you shouldn't, like, give other participation awards. But I think it would be very challenging for a kid to grow up always winning, no matter how they placed, and then get into the real world and they don't always win. So how do they
Yeah.
deal with that? Because they've never had to deal with rejection or failure before.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. And for me, I wasn't really, like, as a kid, I wasn't the athletic kid at all. And I'm thinking, as Drew's talking, he's saying, like, there's always a winner, always a loser. And I was the kid that was like, let's just have fun. But then I was really into drama. That was kind of my jam. I loved being in the productions. But that's where I experienced my failure. And you just, obviously, I didn't go on and pursue drama, but it's just like time and time again, you're knocked down, and it's really your choice. Are you going to continue to get knocked down until you rise up, or are you just going to take a different path?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that, it's funny, like I'm thinking, as Dorothy's saying that, I'm thinking of it, I feel like I feel like because of that failure, you're able to find success in different areas. And now, like, even though like that didn't seem to work out, Dorothy's very she likes the stage. Like, she likes to like sing and dance, and she doesn't do that in front of people too often, but like we've done presentations and we've done lots of videos, and we've done teacher always in front of people, and now we've just started a new series where we're doing Tuesday Trivia Tuesday, and we put our first one out, so go to Dorothy's page and check it out if you haven't seen it. But it's
so our Trivia Tuesday is just going to be really quick snippet clips. We're trying to keep them to around 30-second clips, but where you'll have to, well, it's trivia, so there'll be like something that you'll have to,
it'll be a movie.
Yes, movie or show or song.
It'll be a movie, and Dorothy's going to act it out, and you have to guess what it is. So Dorothy's super excited, but we are excited about it. But I think that, you know, my point in getting to that is, like, she still has that opportunity to have that stage and to be a little goofy, because she's goofy, and like a lot of our videos have been serious, kind of like this for years. So it's fun that she gets to do something different and gets to like follow that dream or a bit of a passion in a different way.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you didn't have that failure, you wouldn't know.
You're right.
Like in sports, you deal with failure all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you lose a game, failure. You strike out, failure. But then you get better and you understand that life isn't like you can live with failure. John says, good point over there. Darcy says, I'm going to come back to some comments there. Darcy says, sorry that I'm that parent that doesn't agree with participation awards.
I don't think that no apology. I don't think necessary. I think we just all have our own views on it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you believe that it needs to be done, well, that's your opinion, and if you don't, that, you know. But I think it's just important that we all respect each other's opinions and value.
Yeah.
Value that.
Everyone has their own. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Like we don't really have we won't care what people think. Like you guys do what you want,
and we'll do what we think is you. We'll do what we think is best, and you do what you think is best, and we can all still be friends.
Jessica says, I agree, but no kids should be told to win. Instead, be told to do their best. Huh? Yeah, I could see what you're saying, Jessica. But I would disagree in the only regard is that if you're playing a sport to win, then the goal is to win. So if you don't win, then someone has to lose. So I think that I know what you're saying, though. It's not all about winning. It's about playing the game. It's about enjoying the game. But I think when you get to different levels, if you're there to win a game, then there has to be a loser. Like one wins and one loses. But
I think, sorry, now I'm going to disagree with Drew a little bit. But Drew comes heavily, obviously, from the sports background. But I think, Jessica, you can help me out here. But I think what you're leaning towards is to say, like, when there's more things that to learn than just to win, right? So, like, say, like winning isn't the be-all, end-all, I think is what Jessica's getting at, is to teach them that there's more to it than just winning. And then if you're losing, well, that's part of the game, but what have we learned from that situation, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. We could debate this forever. So I'm okay with everyone's opinion. I'm like, I'm home.
I come home!
Darcy says, I never saw that movie Annie. I didn't get that one, but I got a laugh out of it. You haven't seen Annie, Darcy?
You must.
Come on.
Darcy, you must see Annie.
It's a classic.
I was actually one of the top orphans in that. Not one of the top orphans, sorry, but in the production and in our high school stage.
Is that right?
I wasn't the top orphan. I shouldn't have said that, but I was in one of the top groups.
Okay.
Of the orphans.
Let me go back here. I was trying to get to messages in real time, but then I'm missing a bunch here. So, I know Michelle jumped here. My mom's in here. Morning, Mom. Thanks for joining us.
And Michelle.
Then she said, the most difficult thing in the world. I think that was when kids were moving the way I think she was talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like, it must be so hard. I can't even imagine. Yeah. I can remember my dad being really sad. Michelle says hi.
Morning, Michelle. And then Louise.
Once the kids move away from home, you're more removed from their situation. So I find I worry way less about them. Maybe that the kids are on their own keeps me almost stress-free.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Mm-hmm. I think that everyone deals with it on different ways and different levels. So that's good advice. Like, thanks for sharing that with us, Louise. Maybe it's a bit easier when they're not so close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's Dave.
Dave says, it's tough with kids these days because everything is about instant gratification. So many kids don't even want to put in the time to practice and put in the work, especially if they know they have a chance of losing. They'll give up before even trying.
Ooh,
so true.
That's a very good point. I never even thought of that.
No.
And I think that, I don't know. I'd have to go back to not having someone that loses. And I know that's like scary, or like I think it's scary for most people to be like, I don't want my child to lose. But I think sometimes when they lose, they win.
Right.
Because during game, like if I gotta go back to sports, during games that you win, you don't think about it. You're like, yeah, I won. What a great day. What a great job I have. But when you lose and you don't do well, then you go back and I work harder at practice. And I'm like, what can I get better at so I don't lose again? Mm-hmm. But if you always win, you don't continue to get better. Mm-hmm. That's just my opinion. But I think that Dave has I'm actually Lauren. Dave's daughter is Lauren, and that's my godchild. Very proud to say that. Goddaughter. So I'm the godfather. but that's very interesting. Like, we don't have a child, obviously. Most of you would know that. But that's something that you don't think about because, like, we live in an instant world, much different than when we were kids. Mm-hmm. So text messages and like emails and like we want everything instant. Mm-hmm. So now with kids and they're growing up in an instant world, how do you get them to put in the time and effort it takes to become good at a sport, at a subject in school, at anything?
Yeah, and one thing that I found through teaching is like you can't like internally like they have to care on their own, which you can't teach them. There were so many times through my teaching experiences that I just wish I could teach them how to have that internal, like, drive. Mm-hmm. But it's like, or like, you know, those kids that they don't care.
Just don't care.
How do you make them care, right?
Yeah,
like,
I don't think you
can't, right?
No. I don't think you can make them care.
Yeah.
I think you can only nourish. Like, if there is a drive in somewhere, you can nourish that and support that. But I think you could also give them other things to try. Like maybe it's something like a parent's like, sports, go play sports, love sports. And they're like, artistic. And they're like, no, I want to go and like be an artist. So then you nourish that. Kind of like Darcy was saying. He was saying like, if they ask for help, if they need help, you give them help. And I have another friend that most people would think this is crazy, but another friend that says the kids kind of lead. And I follow and help support what they want in their life, even though they're very young.
You know, when we were at, actually this weekend is one of our favorite weekends of the summer because it's a big beach volleyball tournament here in Hermosa Beach, and we love this weekend. But last night or yesterday afternoon, we went and watched some of the, what do you call them, prelims. And there's this dad there with like his 4 like little girls, probably ages like 4 to 8, like 10 maybe. But anyway, he was into the volleyball. Do you remember this, Drew? He was into the volleyball so much. Like, he loved the game. He was really into the game, loved the sport. And then his little girls were kind of like in the back, in the shade. And he's trying to get them to like volleyball because he loves it so much. And I'm just like, oh, buddy, I feel so bad, but not into it. Like, and whether that's they're not into the sport, whether that's they're too young, I don't know what it was, but I felt bad for him because he wanted them to like the volleyball so bad, but really wasn't their jam.
He's like, the game's starting. You
Come
guys
on.
gonna watch?
Are you guys gonna watch?
Come on,
Are you
guys.
excited? And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
He just
It's a bit sad.
wanted, yeah, because it was his thing, and he was excited about it. He wanted them to be excited about it, but it really wasn't their thing. Like,
Mhm. And that's tough. Like, again, like that's a part of parenting. You got to deal with that. So that'd be challenging
It would be.
because he wants to experience that together, right?
he,
But that-
he wanted to share that excitement and share that with the girls, but yeah. Anyway,
We have a couple friends said certificate of completion. It's important to finish what you start. Yeah, without question. I agree 100%. A lot of times we start something and then like lose interest or don't want to finish, but I think it's important to stick with it and get through it.
If you commit to something, you commit till it's done. Okay, yeah.
We got Michelle in here.
Yes, there are so many lessons to learn when failure happens. Life is not fair. Some win, some lose. There are challenges to both. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with that. And Jessica looks like she would disagree. I don't agree.
I don't agree with the participation awards, but some parents drill into the kid's head that winning is the best. It isn't. Try hard and do your best. If you lose, it isn't the end of the world. Next time, try again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
We got Tina. Morning, Tina.
Good morning, Tina.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Tina's from Edmonton, and she's amazing.
She rocks our world.
My mom says, I agree with you, Dave. And Darcy says, oh, look, Dave, you got your own.
Did you want to just do the show?
Actually talked about Dave joining us on a morning show.
Oh, you better stick around a little longer.
Darcy says, I agree with Dave as well. Very good point.
It's tough. It's going to be so tough parenting. It was tough parenting back when our parents parented and our grandparents parented. But this day and age, I feel offers like different challenges, right? With all of the technology and like Dave's point about instant gratification and all that. It's just like, oh, when is it going to end?
Well, I think every generation would deal with different challenges.
Right.
So we'll deal with different challenges. Our kids will deal with different challenges. So we're just trying to deal with this challenge right now and figure out what the best route is to make it work and probably raise the best child that you can.
Yeah.
At any rate, so for stresses, let's talk about if anyone wants to share what stresses them out or how they deal with stress. Like one of the things that I wanted to bring up is having a support system. And that's why we always talk about your environment. Like we talk about environment in just about every show in some way. So when we talk about nutrition and fitness, like nutrition, you need to have a supportive community, which is why we have our online membership group. When we talk about exercise and nutrition, we offer meal plans, just for an example. When it comes to sports, you have a support group, you have a team. Fitness classes, you have a team. Like for us in this regard, like Dorothy and I are very fortunate, we can lean on each other. So when we're stressed out, we can talk to one another about it and see where we can help one another out. When we're more stressed out, it's kind of funny. Dorothy and I were just talking how we kind of complement each other in different areas, but some things that really stress Dorothy out don't bother me at all. And then as of more recently, we found out that some things stress me out more than Dorothy.
Yeah.
So during those times, we can fill in and help one another out. But I think that's why it's important to have a support system, so you can have someone or some people or a group to lean on.
Yeah, and just with that, Drew, I wanted to say that it's important to recognize it, but that when you're stressed out, but to say like to own up to it and say it and share it with somebody, talk to somebody, like Drew was saying. It doesn't have to be your spouse if you don't want. You could be a friend or another family member, like. But it's important to say, like, to get it out and not just to squish it down.
Well, and I think that's what a lot of people do. And
just
you know,
swallow it.
Yeah, and they push it down. Maybe they don't feel like they have a support system, or maybe they don't want to share for whatever reason. But I think that it's kind of crazy. Like, I think we internalize and continue to, and it shows up externally on our body at some place. I would usually say it's the weakest part of our body, but I just think, and that's a crazy thought, because I don't think many people would believe that. But I think if you internalize so much, there has to be an outlet. It has to come out somewhere. So I think that's where injuries come from. I think that's where mental breakdowns come from. And I also think that's where major disease in our body comes from. So without expressing, like Dorothy was saying, and finding a support group, then you're going to internalize to a point where it's going to show up physically.
Well, and it's interesting too, because time and time again, when I'm coaching, this comes up. All like 9 times out of 10, until you deal like with your stress, then your physical body isn't going to be functioning in its optimal self.
That's right.
And so I talk about that all the time with my clients, and a lot of times, for example, the goal is to lose weight, but if we take the focus off losing the weight and put it more into the stressful things and lowering our stress levels, the losing weight will be the byproduct. But we stress ourselves out so much with one thing, like losing weight, that it's just gonna changes aren't gonna happen until we get to that root.
Well, the funny part is that stress increases our cortisol levels, and cortisol doesn't just accumulate body fat, but it holds on to body fat. So we're like so stressed out that we want to lose weight, and because we're stressed out, we continue to gain weight. It's kind of funny, vicious circle. But what you were saying is that it's the root of the issue. Like the root of the issue is never I want to lose weight. It's what's the emotion of why you've gained weight and won't let it release, because our bodies don't naturally want to be in a heavy state. It's not comfortable. Like our clothes aren't comfortable. We don't move around comfortably. There's a reason, and we have to find that reason first. Otherwise, we continue to live that same lifestyle.
Yeah.
There's a couple of comments on here.
Darcy says, what are some things that get you guys stressed? How do you deal with those? What are some things that get you? No, I'm kidding. Well, I think we're regular humans. Things that everyday things that get us stressed. Finances, right? Is a big one, I think, for everybody. Financial stress and working through financial stress, spousal stress. It's just, running your own business, or even work stress, I suppose you could say. Right? I mean, we love what we do. We love running TrueForm, and we love everything about it. But we're not going to say that we don't have stressful days, business-wise.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I can add to it. We try to portray we're regular people. Like everyone else, we have days where we're not great at nutrition. We have days where we miss a workout. We're just like everyone else. I think we understand it at a different level, so we can make it happen. And it's because it's part of our lifestyle, which is why we want to teach you. It's a bit easier for us to make it happen. When it comes to stress, it's just everyday stress. Is it's little things. I don't feel like we have a terribly stressful lifestyle, no. But things that do come up. Things come up, like we were talking about earlier, Darcy, about how magnesium is going crazy, and it's definitely not. It's definitely a blessing in disguise, but it's super challenging right now for us to keep up with orders and keep up with production and run. We have to understand that's just one product of our business. We have a whole nother business to run, so it's been challenging. That's been a stressful situation for us as well. And then Dorothy talked about finances. We have to balance finances, and we travel back and forth, and there's hidden costs here and there. So I think there's a lot of things that would stress us out as a regular person that you think, oh, they probably don't worry about it or think about it, but it does, because we're normal people.
And then Darcy just says, what do you do? Do you do yoga or meditate? I've started dabbling in meditation, and I found that it really helps center on what is most important and takes emotional aspects out of it, which lets me let go of that stress. And that's interesting. Drew just talked about leaning on each other and being a support, finding an environment that is your safety net. But a big piece of handling our daily stress is our morning routine. And it not only sets our day up for success, but it helps us really focus in on what is important and try our best to let go of those stressful situations and be on a more even, I guess, playing ground. So, in answer to your question, do we meditate? We meditate every day in our morning routine. We stretch every day, not necessarily a yoga practice, but we stretch every day. We meditate every day. We read every day. We journal every day. And that's all a part of our morning routine. So that's the first things that we do when we get up is we stretch, we meditate, we read, we journal, and we do our
nutrition. We
like,
take care of our kombucha, magnesium. Now it's magnesium, along with kombucha, green smoothie. You see breakfast. Dorothy's having breakfast when the show started. We got magnesium here. This bottle hasn't been opened, but we have our magnesium. So for us, I feel like we have a better chance of managing our stress levels. Regardless of what comes up, because something's always going to come up throughout the day. Because we start our day up. We start our day with a very
And you want to say strict routine? Or
not strict, with a very
No?
a very zen morning.
Oh, I see.
And I feel like we talk about our morning routine so much because it's so beneficial to us. We want it to be beneficial to you as well. So when we start our day off with success, if I don't do my morning routine, and it does happen, again, regular people. So you get up and you start running around, or we got an order, or we got an emergency, and we got to take care of that. You miss your morning routine. My whole day's upside down because I'm not mentally clear without my meditation. I don't feel like I'm focused because I have a spiritual book, Buddhism, and I also have a business book. Both of them help me get centered and ready for my day. So if those aren't taken care of in a specific order, I kind of feel like my day's upside down.
That's right. Yeah.
So Dorothy loves yoga. We're doing it about once a week. We're going to be doing it twice a week here soon.
Yeah.
And Dorothy loves it more than I do. I understand the benefits of it, but I don't enjoy it. I think that's probably how you are with meditation.
Yeah. It's not like Drew looks forward to meditation. But it's something I do because I know that it's beneficial for my health and that it's going to have positive outcomes. But it's not something that makes me say, hell yeah, let's meditate. And I hope that I'll get to the point someday where it'll be I'll love it. But right now I'm just not there. But the benefits of it are so plentiful that that's what keeps me doing it. Benefits.
That's right. Which should be just about anything.
Right.
You do things. Well, hopefully you come to enjoy things. But for example, working out, most people don't love to work out when they get started.
Right.
But then the benefits are so apparent and so alive and vibrant in our life. And I think then we have the chance to start to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So I think...
Yeah. And that's one of our other things that we do to lower our stress levels is make sure that we get in a run and a workout. And we do, that's part of our normal daily operation or routine is to work out. So after our morning routine, we usually work for a few hours and then we go and have a run or a workout early afternoon before lunch. But that's something that really helps lower our stress levels. And it's interesting because when we are stressed out or we're having a busy day, it's one of the things that we feel like doing the least, but the thing we need the most. Right. So if we can just push through that mental block and let go of the excuses, because I feel like when we're stressed or not feeling up to it, we can come up with a million excuses why not to do a workout, but it's one of the things that's going to help us the most.
And it's challenging. Yesterday I didn't want to go for a workout. I was like, oh, it's too much to do. And Dorothy's like, we need to go for a workout. And then we kind of got centered and we pulled ourselves together, and then I spent some more time reading, even though we had so much going on, and had a meditation. It was you have to make yourself do it at times like this. And we break up our day, we go for a walk. So Louise mentioned earlier in the day, getting outside, getting some fresh air, and nature's so rejuvenating. Mm-hmm. So we break that up in between our days, so we're not staring at a computer all day.
Mm-hmm. Getting outside. Yesterday we were inside for a good portion of the day, and we went outside for our daily bike ride, and I was just it feels so freeing when you get outside, especially when I'm on my cruiser.
Ocean breeze, sunshine.
But it just feels, it instantly lowers the stress levels, like getting outside, getting into nature.
Fran says work-life balance is rough for mothers.
Mm.
Yeah, I bet you guys have a big
because
job.
it doesn't stop. Like being a mom is 24/7. Like,
and then you have a job on like
a lot of moms would have a job on top of that, right? Like 9 to 5, let's say, or whatever it is. So like, oh man, like it's a lot.
Jessica.
Being a stay-at-home mom is my stress. Don't get me wrong. I love my kids, but sometimes locking myself in the pantry for 2 minutes for a timeout while I eat some candy is just what I need. I love that to get the stress out. I think that is like a good point though, like to take, even if it's just 2 minutes, just take 2 minutes or 5 minutes and just be alone. Like my mom used to say, the only time that I'm ever alone is when I'm going to the bathroom.
You hear that? And you see that on social media a lot. Like,
yeah.
The only time you get a minute is when you're in the, you lock yourself in the bathroom and if that's what you need to do. Like, I would say, like, it's challenging to be a stay-at-home mom. Of course, there's single parents, and then there's other people that don't have other options. They don't have help. But if there was any possibility for you to make time for yourself, so get up 5 minutes early and do some breathing exercises, meditate, read, do something so you have at least some time for yourself. And I think that's important as a parent, so parents don't take any time for themselves. And I'm not here to say that you guys aren't doing a good job, but I'm saying if you took just a few minutes for yourself each morning, I think your day would be quite different, because at least you have that.
Mm-hmm. We talked quite in, I don't know, a show quite in the past about... Now I'm losing it. Oh, about not feeling selfish for taking time for you, because I think that happens with parents a lot. Is they feel so guilty for taking time for themselves, but it's truly needed, right? You need that time just for yourself, and it'll actually be more beneficial for your kids, for your spouse, if you do take a little bit of time just for some alone time, because then you'll be, how do I say, like less stressed, I suppose.
Less stressed, and I think you just have some time. Like, I think there's power in that. Like, I have this time for myself. I don't know, like we always push ourselves to the bottom of the list. Always to the bottom, like everyone else is first. And I think there's power, I think there's strength in being like, this is my time. You know what's funny? I always talk about making the bed in the morning. Mm-hmm. Like, I need to have the bed made in the morning. Otherwise, like, nothing seems right. But if you take that...
He makes the bed sometimes. I'm not out yet.
Especially when he won't get out of bed. Time to get up, rise and shine.
I'm like, 5 more minutes.
So, but I think if you do one thing small that you're in control of, like every morning, I know I'm in control of making a bed. And as like insignificant as that sounds to some people, like that's a form of completion. To me, that's a form of success. So your bed is neat, clean and tidy. And then that's one thing. So then you have your morning, we have morning green tea. Then you have a kombucha. You have your magnesium. Like, that sets your day up for success by taking one small step of making your bed, and it changes your whole day, I feel like.
Yeah. We actually did a Healthy Habits Challenge not too long ago, and the point of the Healthy Habits Challenge was to get you into a proper morning routine. So because we know the step, like, we've been working on our morning routine for years, and we know there's a lot of steps in it, but that's not how we started. We didn't start with 5 steps and be like, let's knock these 5 steps out of the park. We started with one thing, and once that was solid, we added something else. So we started with our kombucha years and years ago, and then we added some reading once the kombucha was down. And it was really took a lot of time for it to be solid. So in our Healthy Habits Challenge, that's what we did. It was kind of a 10-day crash course, and every day we added something new to the morning routine. And everybody's different. Everyone's morning routine will look different. Like, even mine and Drew's looks a bit different. So the length of time doesn't really matter. It's just about taking the time for yourself and having that start to the day that is consistent.
Fran says,
A neat and clean environment helps to alleviate stress. It
Yeah.
so does.
yeah, 100%. And we're the same way. Like, the place has to be, like, I feel like the car has to be clean. Like, I don't want anything laying around in the car, no trash, anything like that. The desk when I'm working, like, I don't know how people can work in, like, a crazy, like
papers and files and
then, like, try to, like, how do you focus? I'm trying to focus here, and then there's, like, stuff over here and stuff there. Like, it has to be clean. Even, like, right now we have a studio here. Like, we have lights, 2 lights here, a phone camera here, the other camera there. So all this stuff doesn't sit here. This is just set up for production. So when we're done, I have to put everything away. It'd be nice just to leave it here.
Leave it.
So we could didn't have to set up and take down. But, like, I need it to be put away because otherwise it's, like, staring at you and, like, creating clutter. And I feel like that causes more stress.
And it does. It makes you feel anxious, I feel. Because we had so much going on with magnesium that this past week that the house got kind of turned, like our apartment kind of got turned upside down here. So yesterday we had to take a few minutes to clean things up because I was freaking out.
Dorothy was having a moment. Yeah, it's true though. So, anyways, we're on the same page, Fran.
Hell yeah, let's meditate. Dorothy t-shirt logo idea.
Let's do it, Darcy. Darcy, you're going to be the head of our marketing department. Go get them.
Jessica says, I have to make my bed too. It makes me feel like I completed my morning. I just made a picture routine chart for my daughter. So hopefully I am teaching her a healthy routine. Absolutely.
A picture routine chart. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Can you share a picture of that, Jessica? I'd like to see that. That'd be cool. Picture routine.
They're just little pictures when she completes each one.
Then you put something on the...
I don't know. What do you do when, like, I guess Jessica will tell us about it. Does she, like, check it off when she's done, or...
I think you would give, like, if we taught our kids to have a healthy routine, like, different steps to create their morning, I think they'd offer so much success.
Well, and I'm just thinking, now that we're talking about it for the little kiddos, like, morning can be a really stressful time, especially on school days, right? You're, like, rushing around. Where's my socks? Where's my breakfast? Oh my gosh, did you brush your teeth? Where's your bag packed? Here's your lunch. Like, whoa! Right? And so they're like, just like us, they're already, their mind is already spinning before the day even starts.
Yeah, so think about, like, of course it's challenging, right? Because the parents are so, like, strung out or, like, spread thin.
They're worn so thin.
I think spread thin.
Spread thin?
Let us know what you think.
I don't know what
Worn
it's called.
thin, spread thin? I think it's spread thin. At any rate, but I think it'd be much easier, like, you'd start your day easier, just like us, like, as adults, if we were, like, have the kids' clothes set out the night before, or have the lunch made the night before, so that morning...
Make everybody's...
Yeah, I'm listening. Would make every day's life easier.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be, like, chaos when you wake up late. So.
And of course, we know that, like, the goal isn't to be perfect and to, like, you know, we get so focused on perfection, and when the routine, for example, and one morning goes out the window, we get down on ourselves and, that doesn't work. But the goal isn't to be perfect every morning, because that's not realistic. It's not going to be perfect every morning. But if one morning is hairy, then we just throw that out, you know, like, just leave that in the past, and next morning we try again.
Yeah. Because
even for us, like, we don't have kids, but even for us, there's some mornings we wake up and the routine is a little bit more scary.
A bit more challenging.
A bit more challenging than others, but it doesn't mean we don't wake up the next morning and do it again just because it didn't work out.
Right. Joanna's usually on Instagram.
Yay, Joanna!
So she's on Facebook now. She's actually opening up a new studio in Olds, which is exciting. So
a yoga studio.
Not a yoga studio.
Oh, no?
Well, she's as booty yoga, but it's also going to be art. And
I did not know this.
Yeah, tell us what else you have going on, Joanna. We're excited for you. Joanna actually offered, she's been with us for a while now, following along. She also actually offered to sell some of our products there. Maybe in the future we'll do a fitness class or something there.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So she said, I find if I get up an hour before the kids and have some time to myself, that helps make the morning easier.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. And I think that that's challenging for some parents because they're run so late and then they get up late themselves. So we're not here to judge, of course. But I think that if parents were to do that, like get up and make time for yourself before kids are up, I think your day would be that much better.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else you want to add? It's almost time to wrap it up.
We talked. I'm just trying to remember what we talked about. We talked about an environment, having an outlet, healthy to talk about your stress. We talked about a morning routine. We talked about exercise.
And nutrition is a good one. We talked about nutritionizing your body properly in the morning. So it's interesting, like if you look at something like our magnesium, so one of the things, one of the magnesiums we chose for TriMag is for your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps with depression, it helps with anxiety, it helps with your mood, helps with mental clarity. So if you're starting out with something like magnesium in the morning, it can help in many different areas. So it can help you mentally as well. So that's why we can look at magnesium in part to help with your morning routine. And because 80% of people are deficient in magnesium. So
wild.
Yeah, so there's a good chance you're deficient in some way. So that's just magnesium. But if you look at our green tea, for example, our green tea has had tons of antioxidants, gives you a little natural energy boost. So that will give you a bit more oomph in the day. You're stressed out. I think we know, most of us know what it's like to be emotionally drained from the stress.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have an extra little boost in the morning with green tea, that's going to help you out. And then if you have a green smoothie in the morning, that's going to give you a natural boost of energy as well. It's going to help nutritionize your body. It's going to help support your immune system. So when we talk about our morning routine, there's many things that we can do to help improve our lives and reduce stress level at the same time, just nutrition-wise, and that's not even counting having proper meals throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
I think, for example, if you're stressed out and you're going to go have fast food, it's only going to stress you out more because you're going to feel guilty about eating the food. Mm. It's not going to make your digestion great. It's not going to make you feel great. There's going to be no mental clarity there. So as we are stressed out, when we put low-quality foods in our body, it just causes more stress.
Mm-hmm. Darcy had a good question there. Oh, Joanna just says, in regards to waking up early before the kids, it helps so much.
I bet.
Darcy says, so Drew, when things don't go to routine, do you try to get back and doing it, so probably adds more stress to get back on track, or do you accept the fact that the routine is shot and just accept it and do what you can in the time that you have?
I'm not really a high stress person like we were talking about. There are times when my stress is higher, like this last week has been a rough week. But so if I miss my morning routine, I'm not stressed out and I'm not upset, angry, or frustrated that I missed it. It's kind of in the back of my mind, knowing that my day would have gone better if I did. So yesterday was a rough day, for example, in particular, which is why we're talking about this today. It was just a good topic to bring up and share some of our personal experiences with you. But so yesterday was a rough day. We didn't get a chance to do our morning routine. So then later on in the day, morning was crazy. We had a handful of things to do. And then later on in the day, I got a chance to do some meditation and I did some reading. Nutrition is kind of easier for us. We always have almost, I don't want to say always, we almost always do a very good job of nutrition. So we were still able to stay on track with food. But I did my meditation, I did some stretching, and I did some reading. So I just did it later on in the day, and I wasn't that stressed out. Because we know, we've been doing a morning routine for years. We know that as well as we stick to it, you still, sometimes things still come up. So I just did my best to come to it after, and I knew that this morning was important to do some stretching and get back on it as well, because it's super easy to stack days together. Oh, I missed it today. Then the next day, oh, well, I missed it yesterday. So what's one more day? And then the next day you miss it. Then your whole thing gets thrown off the tracks.
Yeah.
Thanks for the good question, Darcy.
Yeah. And then Jessica says, let's pull her comment on here. Jessica says, the routine chart is great. She uses it as a checklist. We have morning and evening chores along with the one weekly chore she helps me with. It takes the stress off of me balancing the two kids. She can do her list while I help her baby brother get ready for the day. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think kids should. Oh man, we don't want to get back into kids and parents.
And parenting.
I think kids should help out, and they don't always have to get paid for it.
You know, back to one of the speakers at convention that I was talking about earlier. He, what are you pushing my thing down for? Had itchy ear. It happens.
He
was saying, I don't. He said he never paid his kids to do chores or whatever, but his kid came to him and said, "Hey, Dad, can I have an allowance for taking the garbage out or doing the chores?" And he said to his kids, "No, because you are a part of this family, and that is we're a family, and those are the things we do to run the household together," which I thought was interesting.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
But he did pay them.
Oh, he paid them to read books, which I thought was interesting.
It's my kind of guy.
So when they were younger, he would pick the books for them that he wanted them to read, and every book that they finished, he would give them whatever, like a quarter or whatever it was. And then as they got older and more in tune with what types of books they liked and in tune with themselves, then of course they got to choose their own books. And then I'm sure he was an author and writer, but I'm sure he still offered them books that he thought would be helpful for them to read, but he was still paying them to read the books. And now he pays his grandchildren to read books.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which is the other?
Under, yeah.
This one?
Darcy says, I learned when I traveled to Jamaica. Don't worry, man. Never mind what time it is. It's Jamaica time. It's always a good time. I got that from a cab driver from the airport to the resort when we were stuck in traffic.
You know, it's interesting, for us, we live in this world of social media and, technology, and, here right now, we're surrounded by technology and lights, and we're in Sri Lanka. There was none of that. Not everyone had a phone. Almost no one that we saw had a computer. Few people had TVs. They lived a very simple lifestyle, and they were so happy. And for us, it was so hard to come back to this. I felt like I was upside down.
Yeah.
That was a big challenge in our lives, trying to struggle with how do we run our business? How do we not use so much technology or surround ourselves with it? And so I know what you're saying, Darcy. Their lifestyle is a bit slower. It seems a bit more enjoyable. We went swimming with the whole village in a river, right?
It's this hard to explain, but it was this waterfall that came down into a water pool. Yeah. I suppose. And it kind of sounds weird, but the whole village comes in the evening to swim, but really it's their bath, right?
Most of them were bathing. But it was crazy. We just stop in the middle of the day and let's go play cricket.
Yeah.
That's their lifestyle. For us, they're hard workers. We're how much money are you making? Or I think our stress level is much higher. There's so many issues with that, I feel. But then people oh, they're lazy, or they don't have any money, or it's a poor country. What are they going to do anyways? There's a different mindset to that. And I think that you could be way happier there than you could be here.
Mm-hmm. And you know what else was interesting is their food was simple. You know what I mean? It was rice and it was chicken curry and it was a couple other things. But it just made it less stressful because it was one less decision you had to make in the day because you ate the same food, right?
Right.
Which we talk about often ourselves is we make so many decisions in a day. Why not eat, have a schedule so that's one less have a meal plan so that's one less decision you have to make in the day. You know exactly what you're eating.
Yeah, same thing with workouts. If you have your workouts set and planned for you, Darcy got.
I really believe in every single day is a good day. Sometimes you have to try harder to make it that way. So true. All about mindset.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Couldn't agree more, Darcy. You're our people. I think it's the same. Like Darcy's like every time I've bumped into Darcy, he's always been like happy or about something. Like when he's sending me messages, it's always like a positive twist. And I like that. I think it's important to have those positive people in your lives.
Mm-hmm.
Some days are more challenging than others, but we have to understand that every day can be a good day if we allow it to be.
Yeah, and there are challenging things that pop up in a day, no doubt. And sometimes some situations are more challenging for some than others. But it's like Darcy said, it's all in the way that you handle it. And some days, yes, you have to try harder, but it's all in our outlook of the day.
I think we should wrap it up.
Alrighty, let's do it.
If you guys are interested in TriMag, we can definitely hook you up. We have more coming. Like there's some in the community, and then there's more coming. So those of you on the East Coast, we're working that out. We'll get a hold of you. Those of you in the old Calgary area, we're going to batch that together.
Mm-hmm.
We have distributors that can help hook you up too. So, and we can always ship. Shipping costs a bit more because it costs us more. But if we have distributors where they can drop off or you can pick up, that's going to make life a bit easier. So let us know. And I've actually got a message yesterday where someone was like, "Oh, are you selling TriMag to the public, or do you have?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're selling it." And then someone else was like, "Oh, I'll just wait till the next batch since you guys are sold out." But you should get on the waiting list now.
Jump on it.
Because we've had.
You know that song?
I know that song. Are you done? Because we've had 3 batches. Every one has been sold out. So if you keep waiting, you're going to have to keep waiting.
Mm.
And like we don't know when there's not going to be a waiting list. So tell us so we can put you on a list and hook you up with someone. And then sometimes we have people cancel, or some people that we don't hear from. Like, "Oh yeah, I want it." Put them on the list. We don't hear from them. Like, "Hey, we got it," or "Put through your payment," and we don't hear anything. So they get bumped off the list, and we put someone else up higher. So if you want to get on the list, let us know, and we'll hook you up.
The end.
Enter, Dorothy.
I didn't have nothing to add to that.
We also have Complete Truth Protein. If you guys are interested in, check out our page. We have a Facebook page for Complete Truth Protein. Dorothy is rocking that page.
A Complete Truth Protein group. And we are doing weekly recipes on there and answering all kinds of different questions about the product on there. So we would like to grow it and it to become an interactive place for you to go to learn more about it, Complete Truth Protein, but also how to use it. So it's a great place to go for information. We also do Cooking with Dorothy every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, where it's all about nutritionizing your body. So you can jump into the show on Tuesday nights, and right now we're doing a detox series where we're pulling out recipes from Detoxify Yourself and showing you how to make those. So we've done a green smoothie, we've done kale chips, we've done a stir fry. Coming up this Tuesday, we're going to do a salad. Salads, for a lot of people, salads are boring, they're repetitive, but we want to show you how you can spice up your salads so you don't get bored in eating salads. That's coming up Tuesday night.
And that's pretty much it. That's it. We got our YouTube channel, youtube.com/trueformlife. We got tons of videos. We just put a behind the scenes of our magnesium, like the shipping and packaging. It was kind of funny and fun. So if you haven't checked that out, tune into that show. And I think that's it.
Guys. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. It looks like weather's looking up in that Calgary Olds kind of area, so that's nice for you guys. So get out, enjoy some nature, let go of the stress.
We've got a volleyball tournament here, like a local tournament. It takes us 5 minutes to ride our bike to.
Oh, we love it.
And we watch it every year, and it's like it's top of the line professional. There's Olympic athletes there. They'll be televising it on TV. Super cool for us to be able to like be there and actually watch it. You don't have to pay for it. You just show up and you find a seat, and it's awesome.
It's so fun.
Yeah, Darcy says, great show, guys.
Thanks, Darcy. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for being here with us, Darcy. All right, guys, we're out of here. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, catch you later, guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm sorry. Have a good day. Thanks, Joanna.
Thanks, Joanna.
You too.